With approval, the building is basically finished. But many months of work still lie ahead, bringing the exhibits to life. Creating a realistic rainforest isn't easy. It must be built from scratch, starting with the biggest trees first.
Well, we're standing here with this great view sort of halfway up the rainforest, if you will, and you're seeing the birth of a rainforest. We've got our major trees in here now. There are about 7 of those, and those are obviously going to grow in over time and reach the top of the dome in here. But it's just the beginning. Pretty soon we're going to come in here and plant the understory, so this whole area below us will have that sort of jungly feel to it. So it's hot, it's humid. It'll feel like a rainforest. It'll smell like a rainforest. We've toyed with the idea of getting some mosquitoes and letting them go in here, so you get the whole experience. But the goal really is to have people get kind of an essence of rainforest. You can never ever replace nature with these kinds of exhibits. But hopefully what you can do is give people just an inkling of what it might be like. And where's the new growth? Is that the real bright leaves?
The first plants are in, and slowly but surely, the museum is beginning to breathe. But the animals are still missing from this Noah's Ark. Bringing them in will require an aquarium migration on a scale never seen before. It's the day they've all been waiting for. They've built the tank. They filled the tank, and today they finally get to add some fish.
This is the first 25 out of 4,000 fish. So our goal, our target for this exhibit for opening day is 4,000 individuals, and this is the first 25. So we have a long way to go. Okay, here we go, first fish. Yeah. Hey, dude. And he goes.
One by one, the fish explore their new home. They have an important cleaning job to do. As herbivores, they will hopefully eat any algae growing on the tank windows.
And here I go. So great to look down and see all these fish now.
But a coral reef display isn't much good without any coral.
All right, man, what do you got for us?
First corals are Montipora digitata. Got a couple orange ones here. So just be careful.
At last, the concrete and latex reef will come alive.
We've got Echinopora.
Okay.
First piece of that in here.
All right. Nice piece.
Let's get that one down lower.
Okay.
The lower light area. How about on that shelf that's right down here that all the snails have cleaned off?
One by one, they take their place. The rocks will ultimately be glued to the spot, but it will take many years of growth before the reef really begins to bloom.
We've grown a lot of pieces of coral about this size, more than 1,000 pieces of coral about this size that we'll use as recruits, but they look like maybe 3-year-old colonies in the wild. They're very young colonies. So we've got some years ahead of us, but in time, we hope that this exhibit will look just like a coral reef out in the wild.
The team still has a long way to go. Eventually, 2,000 pieces of coral and 4,000 fish will live in this tank. Outside, nature brings the test they've all been waiting for. The first heavy rains arrive. No one is sure how the living roof will perform. They wait anxiously, hoping the biotrays don't slide down the steep slopes. Any soil erosion would be a disaster. Spring arrives, and the roof is in bloom. There's been no soil erosion during the rains. The biotrays are intact. the stone gridwork has held everything in place perfectly. And new life is emerging.
Wow, the first mushrooms on the roof. Typically, living roofs don't have a very large mushroom flora on them. And when you have mushrooms coming in along with mosses, it tells you that it's probably a very healthy living roof.
The presence of microbes in the soil bodes well for the future. The ecosystem on the roof is thriving. But the greatest challenge is yet to come. The entire building, tanks, ramps, roof, and rainforest, must withstand the likely event of a seismic shakedown. The prospect of another major earthquake looms large over the new academy. For the California Academy of Sciences, with its delicate biospheres made mostly of glass, the next big earthquake could be catastrophic, especially considering what it's built on.
The site itself is actually on sandy soil, and it's not bedrock that we could easily attach the building to.
But the team has come up with an ingenious solution. Since they couldn't fight the force of an earthquake, they decided to embrace it and literally go with the flow.
We came to the conclusion that perhaps the best way to address the structural issue and how it deals with seismic is to actually link the four buildings together, linking them underground in our foundation, so that if there is a seismic event, the buildings will move together, sliding together like this. And so we don't have anything.
So one building doesn't rock into the other.
That's right, yeah. We don't have anything crashing into each other.
Okay.
So everything's moving at once. And
allowing the entire museum to move with an earthquake might work in theory, but only the next big quake will tell. Opening day is drawing near. The race to move in all the animals is full on.
It is like a modern-day Noah's Ark in a way, where except the animals aren't coming in 2 by 2, they're coming in dozens or hundreds, or sometimes only in ones. And it's the ones that are in ones that are obviously extremely precious.
Maybe go try and go under him.
High on the valuable cargo list is Diego. His days of circling the holding tank are over. He finally gets to see his new home. If they can get him in the sling.
And hello.
A little food does the trick.
Charismatic, but not the brightest of creatures. It's a short-term memory.
He doesn't remember what happened.
Really short.
There we go. There we go.
Nice job, fellas. I'm gonna pull the slower pole first, Dave.
Moving 36 kilograms of uncooperative reptile is not so easy.
He's stronger than you think, huh?
Oh, yeah.
A little ointment to keep him moist.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And at last, he's on his way. Frank Almeida and Chris Andrews are there to greet the Academy's prize exhibit.
Oh, he's doing good. He's very relaxed inside the tub here, so he should be really easy to move at this point.
But it takes all hands on deck to get Diego into the tank.
Got him? All right.
Good job, Diego.
Well, he's going to really enjoy the natural light in here as well.
Yeah, definitely. The natural sunlight lights up about half the coral reef.
This spot back in here is beautiful, just in there. Diego's doing just great. I think he's settled in, don't you think, Frank?
Absolutely.
He's negotiating it real well. And here comes the crew. Hey, great job.
Thanks for the help.
Great job.
Thank you. Thanks for the help.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah, it went
All right,
well.
that went well. That was nice. That was nice.
A happy turtle.
Happy turtle. Happy turtle, new digs.
Exactly.
Then we just need the sharks, the rays, the fish. we'll be good to go. We're lucky. Diego's lucky as well.
Absolutely.
Diego's journey is complete. Soon he'll be joined by the stingrays, sharks, and 4,000 other fish in one of the largest coral reef displays in the world.
When people come into the new academy, they're going to stop and look around and go, wow, this is not like the old academy. Then they'll see Africa Whole, and there'll be remnants that they remember. Then they'll go explore the museum and the aquarium and the planetarium, and it'll be so different that it's going to be this yin and yang of an experience that is just going to knock their socks off.
From the basement to the roof, virtually every element of Renzo Piano's design is working to reduce the carbon footprint of the Academy.
If you make a bad architecture, a bad city, a bad urban environment, then it's very bad for a long time, unfortunately. So you have a kind of heavy responsibility. You bring to life another creature, so you become even more anxious. But I think I should say I'm happy.
What began as an experiment in sustainable technology is now shining evidence of what can ultimately be achieved. The groundbreaking design has won the highest possible rating in environmental construction. From the tragedy of an earthquake has risen a vision for the future, a mega green museum that will honor the legacy of the old Academy and offer a promise for something new.